Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Fetch Quest podcast, where we talk about video games and more. I'm your host, Guy Thomas, and I'm joined by my fellow co-host, Connor and Brewer,
Hello.
Hey guys.
and special guest star today, Joe. Oh my
Oh
God!
my god, it's the tournament guy.
Hi, what's up?
Very happy to have you on tonight, Joe.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
dude. No, I'm excited. Like I've been looking forward to this for a very, very long time. So I'm really glad you're finally on here with us, man.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be great.
But we gotta get through today's introduction. Guys, I'm really upset that like Liam died to Sephiroth last week. Like he tried to question his authority and he died from it.
Yeah, I kind of hate when I get stabbed by an anime man with a gigantic sword.
What?
Yeah, Liam kind of talked crap about Sephiroth in our villain episode last week, so he got Sephiroth down-aired.
Oh, that makes sense, I guess.
Anyway, after Liam's death, I wanted to change my ways because instead of becoming a villain, guys, I want to be a hero now. I feel like saving people because that sounds good.
Dude, that sounds dope. And I think the first thing we should do as heroes is avenge Liam by jumping Sephiroth, just like real heroes would.
You know, guys, I love jumping people. I'm gonna be such a great hero.
I love jumping people too.
And that brings us to today's topic: superhero video games. Why we love them, why we hate them, the good, the bad, etc. But before we get into that, obviously I have to ask Joe the 3 questions. But I feel like he needs to give himself a little introduction. So Joe, I will let you go on that.
Hi, I'm Joe. One sec. Let me mute that. But yeah, hi, I'm Joe. I'm a member of the Smash Club at Western Carolina. I'm the creator of the Friday Night Delight series and the host of the Fetch Quest tournament.
Ooh.
Yes, sir.
I loved the Hidden Boss. I love the Fetch Quest guys. Love this podcast.
Yeah, again,
Such a-
wouldn't have been possible without you, man. So thank you very much for the help in the past.
We really are thankful about
Of
that.
course.
Like, it was such a
Hey.
success, dude.
Yeah, so much fun. I loved it. But yeah, I'm a really big fan of superhero games. I am a self-proclaimed Batman aficionado. I'm about to throw some knowledge on y'all.
All right, Joe, what happened in the 1980s
Oh.
Volume 5, Section 69 strip of Batman?
No. Also, my pronouns are he, they.
My bad.
No. He's
No,
just
no, no.
saying he's saying that for like introductory purposes.
No.
No, he's not calling you out. I promise.
No, I
I
promise I'm not
thought
calling
it's because I was calling him out for not being a
Brewer?
Batman aficionado.
Brewer getting canceled? Question mark?
No, Twitter's gonna have my ass on the pike.
All right. Well, as recorded here tonight, that is the end of Brewer and his internet life, for he has been canceled.
Yeah, Liam
Man, we've
died
lost-
last week. Now I'm about to die.
Yeah, we've lost 2
Hell.
members in a row. Brewer got canceled and Liam got Sephiroth down-aired.
I mean, if y'all have
What a-
openings.
I mean, shit. But off that, Joe, I'm really excited to have you on here, man. Dude, we've been friends for such a long time now. It was due.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna ask three questions before we start talking about our the superhero games. So, first question. I asked this to every single guest that's been on here. What is your favorite game, or at least one of them?
Batman Arkham City.
Why?
It's a perfect game. The side missions are fun and get you involved. It allows for other villains who are not part of the main story to be part of the main story, even though I guess Deadshot is technically part of it because he's in the beginning of the game. But the story in the game is perfect. I think it's such an apropos ending with Joker dying, and I think it really started to explain for me because it's just a game that I've always loved. Like I'm getting ready to restart playing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
What playthrough? What number of playthrough will this be?
12.
12.
12?
I've 100%ed that game at least 3 times.
What?
Dude, oh my
Jeez.
god.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
Dude, there's games with
love
like
that
12
game.
endings that people don't replay that much.
Yeah.
Holy
That
shit.
is crazy. No, I get that, man. Dude, if you're passionate about one game, like, go for it. Like,
Dude,
I've
you-
played through Persona 5 like 4 times now, and that game's like over 100 hours long. So I see where you're coming at.
Joe, did you just like replay it every time it released on a new console? Like, are you about to play the Nintendo Switch version next when it releases?
Ew, definitely not. That game is not going to be good on Switch.
I mean, you don't know. They can work some port magic.
No
They can get the
way.
Witcher
Arkham
3 on
Knight is
there.
like-
It's gonna look like a Mortal Kombat 1 for the Switch.
You're so right, actually. Look, I'm just saying, if the Switch cannot handle Kingdom Hearts and it has to be run through the cloud version. By the way, these are mostly PS2 games.
No, dude, that's Square
And you
Enix
know
being
the Switch
lazy.
can't run
It is.
Arkham City.
Nah, that's Square Enix being lazy, dude. That they can run a fucking PS2 game.
That's not even mentioning Arkham Knight,
You-
which is like the best looking game of the
Oh,
last
yeah.
generation.
Dude, unironically, like, I think that game has perfect graphic design.
Yeah, Arkham Knight might be the best looking game I've ever played.
Didn't some
it's up
didn't
there.
some of the Arkham
It's
games come out on
up
like a
there.
360 though?
No, it came out on last gen consoles.
So
Okay,
Arkham
okay,
Knight
maybe
came
I'm just
out last gen.
misremembering.
2015, I think.
Arkham City and Arkham Asylum did come out on Xbox 360.
Yeah, Xbox 360.
Yeah, if it released on that, it could definitely be fine on Switch. Maybe not
I
as
think
good as
basically fine.
modern
Arkham Knight,
consoles,
no.
but
No,
It
that
can
game is
work.
gonna die.
Yeah, Arkham Knight's screwed.
Next question, Joe. Why do you play video games?
It's an escape. I have a lot of troubles, home life stuff, but video games are a good escape for me. I think it's just something where I can take my mind and be in a different world, especially with superhero games. Because it's like, dude, imagine living in that world. Could you imagine, driving around like Metropolis and Superman grabs your car and throws it, and the villain doesn't like get hit by it? I'd be like, come on, dog.
I would be crying inside.
I can definitely get that. Yeah, that's that's the biggest response I've gotten so far is that like it's a like escape. I've gotten response saying it's like it's just life in some scenarios,
Yeah.
but yeah, escapism is like the biggest one, and that's an interesting topic because like people view like the escapism of video games in so many different ways and from different perspectives depending on like where they came up in life. So it's like I always love asking this question because I just want to bring like different perspectives to more people. But yeah, that's awesome. And now, third question. I feel like I know the answer to this one.
I think we all do.
If there was a video game that you were to be able to play again for the first time again, what would it be and why?
So what do y'all think it is?
I wonder.
Honestly, Batman Arkham Asylum.
Man,
Asylum.
I would have
So-
never guessed.
That was the first single player game I ever played. Was Batman Arkham Asylum in 2009, a month after it came out.
Holy crap.
I played it while my stepdad was sleeping because I wasn't allowed to play it,
That's awesome.
and I beat the game within like 10 hours.
Really?
Like I beat the story of the game.
oh, like you just did like the entire
Yeah,
story
I
or
just did the
something
whole
like
story.
it? Oh, that's crazy.
Her, yeah,
I had a
love
sim-
that game.
That's awesome, actually. I had a similar experience with Mario Odyssey. The night that released, I played through all of it, and then the Saturday morning, like at 9 o'clock, I'd only been up for like an hour. I beat the game.
Yep.
It's just like that. No, but that's awesome, man.
I feel like Joe had better reasons. You're just an addict guy.
I mean,
That's tough.
shit. Considering I am, a host on a video game podcast, I probably am an addict. Which we've talked about before on our Fetch Quest YouTube channel. We have an addict episode starring Max. You should go check it out.
I'm gonna
plug-in.
make
Right.
you play Superman 64, guy.
Ugh,
Oh my
I
god.
didn't
I can't
really
wait to talk
listen
about
to
how much
that episode.
game sucks.
But now that we've answered those three very, very essential questions to all of our guests, I think it's about time we get into the topic. So, Joe, where do you want to start off from this? This is the topic you chose, man, so I'll let you go on from here.
Let's start with Spider-Man.
Okay, yeah.
I think that's probably a
Spider-Man.
good place to start. Very new, very recent. Spider-Man 2018 is in my top 5 games all time.
that game is really
It's
fucking
so
good.
much fun. I wish the
It's-
side missions
yeah.
had more to do with it, but it's perfect nonetheless.
Yeah, no, I think that game, in my opinion, it's crazy. It's crazy saying this statement because of Spider-Man 2 and what we've seen the footage of so far, but I think that game perfected Spider-Man gameplay.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
I feel like that game and Spider-Man 2, the original Spider-Man 2
Yeah.
with Tobey Maguire. I think that one is another one of those where it was a perfected gameplay. And obviously a lot of that can be seen in Spider-Man 2018, same with like a lot of influence from the Arkham series with their use of counters and their combat. which you see in a lot of games now. I'm playing a game called Lost Judgment right now,
Yeah.
the second game in the Judgment series, and it is so much taken both from the Yakuza games and like the Arkham series in their form of freeform combat. So I think, yeah, I feel like the Spider-Man has definitely just perfected the whole game the way it should be played.
No, of
Dude,
course.
I'm gonna be real.
And the thing-
I thought with the Lost Judgment series, I thought it was like a spin-off of Yakuza when I first saw it because of a lot of the similarities.
It is a spin-off of Yakuza.
Oh, okay, it is.
It's in the same universe, except it's made by different companies, so their characters can't cross over.
Okay,
Interesting.
that's
I
kind of
actually
confusing,
did
but
not know that.
cool.
I did not know that. But yeah, going back to Spider-Man, it's kind of interesting because like Spider-Man is literally the most popular superhero of all time. Like the only person to maybe rival him is Batman.
Superman.
So, oh yeah, Superman's also a big one.
I
The-
feel
the
like
big
Spider-Man,
three-
though, over the years has become more popular, especially because he really just appeals to everyone.
Yeah, I
The
think
bit- the-
Spider-Man
they're-
and Batman are right there
Yeah.
together.
But like the thing is with like Spider-Man is just that like it's so easy to fuck up the the combat. Like it doesn't seem like that bad or hard to when you play 2018 because like I'm pretty sure everyone in here has played 2018 except for Brewer.
I'm sorry.
Brewer is a loser. We have
At the
just
time
found
when it
out.
came out, I didn't have a PS4, and now also they keep releasing too many damn banger games this year.
Dude, it goes on sale all the time. It really is one of the like best superhero games out there. Just play it. Like
I
come
will
on.
play it eventually.
You have to play it, Brewer.
He's gonna-
It's so
The
good.
he's
guy
gonna
hasn't
play-
played Mario Galaxy yet. He cannot say anything to me.
Guy, what the hell?
Yeah, no, I actually own it, but I haven't played it.
That's so crazy.
I own two
It
copies.
is
of
crazy, especially since I've constantly told him to play it, and he just refuses to because
And he constantly
Like-
tells us to play games all the time. And he doesn't shut up.
Here, I'll tell you guys a game that you should all play. Batman Arkham City.
You're so
Man,
right.
Joe, I would not
So
have guessed
true.
that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, going back to
Here's the-
Spider-Man games, though, I think they've had an interesting evolution because, in my opinion, they really came out to their own in like probably PS2 GameCube era. Because Spider-Man works best in like the 3D space. Like there were some decent games, like on the SNES and stuff for it, but a lot of them just have not aged the best.
Yeah, I feel like they came into their own during that generation of consoles with the GameCube, PS2, first Xbox, and then they really downgraded. The
They did.
Amazing Spider-Man and the Amazing Spider-Man 2 games are awful. Like they're completely garbage.
No, I've seen footage of them. I've never personally played them because I, thank God, was like, that's a tie-in game. That's probably not good. No, I've seen footage of it. It looks it looks like absolute ass. I'm gonna be for real.
I'm happy we're getting better tie-in games now, but tie-in games were not held accountable for very long, which we'll go over later tonight some more.
Yeah, I feel like the Amazing Spider-Man 2 kind of it's better than the first one because the first was just a straight tie-in game. Like it's the movie in
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
game. The second one at least has different stuff in it. I'll give it that. Like it's more of a story.
What do they change? Because
So they actually have like their own story going on, and it's technically based after the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
okay,
But then you also fight Electro in it. It's weird.
so like
Yeah.
so like is a good amount of the plot just like Peter like dealing with like Gwen Stacy's death or something or
Kinda. Like they rarely mention it, but they mention it. Like he mentions it in passing a couple of times, but it's more so gearing up for what the Amazing Spider-Man 3 was supposed to be with the Sinister Six movie, because it does it does reference a lot with what the Sinister Six movie was going to become, and a lot of Kingpin. Kingpin's like the main villain of the game,
interesting.
which is pretty cool.
That's interesting actually because like I remember if for those who don't know, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 is just objectively a bad film, and it did not do well in the box office as far as I know, or enough to like warrant another sequel. And because of this, Sony actually shut down all production of the Amazing Spider-Man 3 and their spin-off, the Sinister Six, which
The
got
Sinister
teased actually in
Six.
the Amazing Spider-Man 2. like the movie. So they were like planning to like span an entire universe off of this, but that's just something we never really got to see. But it's really interesting to see that like, because I actually did not know this, that they were teasing some of the Sinister Six and like leading up for like Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man 3 within that video game. Because I literally have only seen like 5 minutes of gameplay of that game, so I did not know that. So that's very interesting to like talk about, because some tie-in games like are marketed towards like sequels of like movies or other video games for the future, which is something that like I feel like we've never really talked about before.
Yeah. Again, all these games have had very interesting histories because sometimes they're just made as cash grabs. Other times they are actually like planned to release with the movie. Other times they're just released to like try and be a genuinely good game. Don't even worry about movie tie-ins. It's interesting.
Yeah, there are some really bad ones, which when we talk about Batman games, I'll really get into those.
Oh, yeah, I know.
When we talk about Superman games, I'm
Yeah.
about to go
Oh,
I
off.
was about
yeah.
to say, once we get to Superman, Brewer's gonna lose his mind.
I'm gonna go like Doom, just Berserk style on it.
Yeah.
For once, it wasn't Guy who referenced it.
Well, I'm just using Berserk as like, just to describe something, not like the story.
I get
Yeah,
that.
no, I get that. But
Yeah, I'm just so used to Guy constantly referencing it as a series that I can't tell the difference anymore.
good.
I've been gaslit.
But yeah, I'm gonna
I'm
bring out
doing a good job, then.
the rage monster in me once we get to Superman, because I'm playing the shitty Superman game right now, just so
We'll get to the-
my rage is just like fresh.
He said the shitty Superman game like there aren't 10.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah,
It's like,
which one?
okay, in my defense, it's kind of like there's anime swordsman, and then there's the anime swordsman, Sephiroth. So there's shitty Superman games, and then there's the shitty Superman game that everyone knows, and that we
Okay,
will
I
reveal
get what
later.
you're saying, but only after you said like the Superman game and the shitty Superman game, because that analogy just sucked. I'm gonna be frank.
I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah,
I'm
nah.
so angry with this game I'm playing right now. I can't think straight.
Brewer's having an awful time right now.
Yeah, he's having an awful time. We're literally in the middle of a recording. We're supposed to be happy, and then Brewer's over here. He's like, "No, I'm gonna torture myself."
I'm doing this for content. Thank you very much.
Oh my god.
be playing Dirk tomorrow.
I'm doing this for the channel, guy.
But if we're going back to Spider-Man, I really want to bring up the fact that like 2018 really reinvigorated what it meant to be like a big budget Spider-Man game, because like the last like good or even decent Spider-Man game that we got before this was Spider-Man Web of Shadows. Am I
Heard
right
of
about
that
that?
one?
I think that's a good statement. Yeah, I'll agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's generally
Yeah.
acceptable. I'd accept
Was that
that.
the last one that came out?
I think like before that, yeah. Before 2018, yeah.
I'm
But-
trying to remember like the order they came out in, which was Shattered Dimensions, Web of Shadows, Edge of Time.
I forget.
I have
So,
no idea.
Web of Shadows came out in 2008. If that.
Oh, so that means the Amazing Spider-Man 2 came out in 2014. So it was okay. So I have my timeline wrong. Oh yeah, it came out in 2008 to promote Spider-Man 3, because that's when Spider-Man 3 came out in 2008.
No, Spider-Man 3 came out in 2007.
It came out in 2007. Really?
Yeah.
Guy does not know his obscure.
You're right, because Spider-Man 2 came out in
timeline.
2004, so 3-year gap. Okay, you're so right.
I'm older than the first Spider-Man movie.
That's crazy.
I'm older than Tobey Maguire's first Spider-Man movie.
That's
By like
crazy.
a couple months.
I feel like I'm talking to a fossil right now.
Damn, Connor. That was uncalled
How do you
for.
feel about that? Bro's dying inside right now.
Hey, I'm
Oh my
gonna
God.
revive him like my Kabuto in Pokemon.
Jesus. Jesus.
Maybe instead of an Aerodactyl, it'll be a Joadactyl.
The Joadactyl. But going back to Spider-Man, I think it's important to like realize that like this game had a lot riding on it, because not only was it like the first big budget Spider-Man game to be released in a while, it was on home console, being the PlayStation 4, and it was heavily marketed as like a big PlayStation IP. So like there was a lot running on it, and I think the payout was worth, because the Spider-Man 2018, great game. Miles Morales that came out 2 years afterwards. Also a great game, even though it's a lot smaller.
Yeah, I think that's my
Yeah.
only complaint with Miles Morales. Is it's just super short.
Yeah.
short, but it is good.
To me, Miles Morales just feels like a DLC. Like they easily could have just made it a DLC. Like just due to how short it is. I still love the game a lot. I think it's great, but it does sort of feel like a DLC in like some aspects.
That's how I felt when I played it too. It just feels like it's not its own game. It's just a sequel.
It is a sequel.
It's a continuation. That's
Yeah.
it.
That's really it. It is just a sequel.
Speaking of sequels,
Speaking of sequels,
Spider-Man 2 comes out on the 20th. It comes out next Friday.
why do you think we're recording this episode?
Man.
Get that YouTube clout.
It's almost as if we're gonna be recording the FNAF episode a few days before the FNAF movie comes out. That's crazy.
Spoilers, Connor.
I don't care about
I can
spoilers.
guess
We know
that one.
this.
Come on now.
Come on, Connor, you ruined it for Joe.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Joe.
come on, Connor.
I didn't mean to
The heck,
spoil
man?
you on
You
our.
just spoiled it for the entire audience. I hope you know that.
Yeah, you know you're not supposed to bully the elderly, right, Connor?
You're bullying the elderly. Now you're spoiling the audience about future content. Connor, what the fuck?
I'm so sorry, audience.
Fuck you guys. No, I'm done. I'm leaving.
He's leaving. Shit.
This is all your fault, Connor. We're taking a web slinger and just putting it down your throat and pressing the button.
He called it the web slinger.
You don't even. I'm not even gonna call it the right name. That's how much I disrespect you
The
right now,
web
Connor.
shooter.
It's
No,
the
no,
one-
it's the web slinger now.
Okay. Oh my god.
That's how much I
Web slinger,
disrespect you, Connor.
Bro's slinging that white stuff towards Connor, if you get what I mean.
Hey, no.
Oh,
Funnily enough, that I think that is an actual threat that like Spider-Man used in a comic against Kingpin one time.
He does.
What?
That is true.
Yeah, very violent comic at that.
Kingpin, be careful, or else I will come on you.
Wait, hold up. I'm not letting this go. You're telling me there's a comic where Spider-Man uses cum against Kingpin?
He threatens to.
I mean, I'm pretty sure there's the Spider-Man where he canonically has to have sex a bunch of times or also go crazy. I'm not even
That's
making
called-
it up.
That's just Baki.
Wrong show, but also accurate.
I want to say the Spider-Man like threatening Kingpin with cum thing. I want to say that comes from like the storyline where like Kingpin,
Yeah,
like,
kills his family and
sends
stuff.
yeah, he like sends people to Mary Jane's house while they're married, and Peter goes to the jail, takes off his suit, and he's like, Spider-Man doesn't kill people, and it's like, yeah, Peter Parker fucking will.
Oh yeah, dude. Okay, we're thinking about the same thing. He just mercilessly beats his ass, but then he doesn't kill him because beating him is worse than killing him.
Yeah, it's because he humiliates him in front of the entire prison.
Yeah, which is kind of
Jesus
funny
Christ.
considering there's another comic with Kingpin where he plays poker with him.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I don't know. Kingpin's such a cool character, and him and Peter Parker interacting is probably. I honestly enjoy it more than Daredevil and Kingpin interacting.
Really?
Yeah,
That's actually a hot take.
I
The
think
Joe
Bullseye's
hot
the
take.
best Daredevil. villain.
I think it's mainly because I think a lot of it comes with like both times we've had Spider-Man and Kingpin interact. They've been such good stories because you had Into the Spider-Verse and 2018, which both had Kingpin, and both dynamics between them and their Spider-Man were like super well written.
Another really well written Spider-Man Kingpin interaction is Spider-Man the animated series from 1994.
Oh, that one
I've actually
too.
never seen that.
That one's
So
also
good.
really good.
It's only like 20-something episodes. Watch it.
Really?
It's
Again,
only
that's
one season.
that's what's a great thing about like superhero games though, and like Spider-Man as well. There's so much content to take from that you can get like so many original ideas and storylines for the games to go off of and to just make some damn masterpieces with.
Yeah, exactly, and that's something I really appreciate about 2018. Spoilers, by the way. The two main villains are Mr. Negative and Dr. Octopus, and the thing is that like obviously there are more Spider-Man villains in there, but because of just how much shit there is from the Spider-Man comics and Spider-Man media in general, they were able to like hone the craft and like take some storylines from the comics and make it their own art form. Like, I'm predicting them to eventually do the Peter Parker dying plot with Miles Morales, just because Miles is like becoming, you know, the second protagonist of this franchise.
I wouldn't
And-
be shocked, but it does seem like a third game thing to me, just in my
Yeah,
opinion.
definitely
though.
a third game, not the second game.
No,
Yeah.
no, because I know they're definitely they're focusing a lot more on the Venom plotline of Spider-Man 2.
I have some things to say about that.
Say 'em.
I enjoy when Venom is changed, not like this. It is almost certain that Harry is Venom.
Yeah.
Like there were like people saying, what if it's Peter? Peter's Venom. We haven't seen them in a shot together yet. And then we did in the new TV spot.
Not even that, but there's just like there's actually a sculpture you can buy.
Yeah.
from the
Yeah,
original.
20 inches
Yeah.
of Venom.
No, 19
Yeah.
inches. Get your facts right,
All
Connor.
right, I'm sorry.
But no,
I
I
was-
don't like that Venom isn't Eddie Brock. And Eddie Brock is in the game, confirmed. Like he is
What?
confirmed as a Daily Bugle reporter with Mary Jane. You know,
Yeah.
Triple J is back
JJJ,
with
yeah.
with the Daily Bugle, but they confirmed that Eddie Brock is in the game.
Okay, that's just confusing.
Yeah, right. It's just weird.
I mean, it could
So
be.
why is it Harry?
I
I guess they teased it in 2018 in the post-credit scene with Harry and Norman, because Norman for some reason is giving Harry the symbiote. I don't know if like something happened, and I obviously that's gonna be something just
I mean, I can tell you why.
don't spoiler.
No,
What?
it's not a spoiler.
What is it?
Harry has the disease his mom has.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's trying to save his life.
I didn't think about
Yeah, and here's the thing. In classic Norman fashion, he has zero clue. Like, he doesn't have, like, basically any idea what... this is my opinion, by the way. I feel like he doesn't have any idea what the Venom is. He just knows it gives, like, power and strength to whoever possesses it, and that's why he gave it to Harry. Because that just feels like something Norman Osborn would do. Because he's got such a big ego.
I can't wait for the Goblin in Spider-Man 3.
That is going to go
yeah.
hard. That's going to go so
Yeah,
hard.
That's gonna get fucking crazy.
That'd be
Yeah.
crazy, man.
Imagine that on like PS5 Pro graphics.
The PS6 is gonna be out by then.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually something I do want to talk about. Someone was saying something first.
I was gonna say, as much as I know it's not gonna happen, I feel because the whole aesthetic of the PS4, PS5 Spider-Man is like technology. I would kind of like it if Green Goblin was actually a goblin instead of just like a mechanical suit. Because I just think that I just like that sort of aesthetic more. But that's basically all.
I mean, for the character though, I think maybe the mechanical suit would fit.
I mean, I know that's what I'm saying. That I know it is going to be a mechanical suit. It's just sort of my, it's just a false hope, I guess you could say.
The Connor hot take of the day.
I think it would be cool if they went like more classic with Goblin. And
Yeah.
like had him do like the fabric or like the scale-ish kind of
Yes.
armor. I think that would go hard.
Yeah, like
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for, more like classic thing.
Yeah.
Yes,
I don't
the
want it to be
classic
an
goes
actual
hard.
Goblin like the Ultimate Universe. I'm good
Oh,
on that.
no.
No thanks.
Oh no.
No, that's not what I'm saying either. I'm just
Okay.
saying. I'm saying like,
He's just saying.
yeah. I guess what I was trying to say is I want a more classic look instead of like super futuristic sort of stuff.
No, I thought you meant like you wanted like an actual goblin.
No, to be fair, am I
You want
in
Liam and Spider-Man?
to be
God
fair,
damn, there's no way.
I definitely worded it very poorly, but yeah, I just want a more classic goblin design.
You want
No,
some
I
of that
get that.
goblin swagger. I'm thinking about the IGN review for the Miles Morales.
No,
Oh,
that's exactly what my-
the exaggerated swagger of a black teen.
That's
The
one way to
exaggerated-
review a game.
Who
the
the
exaggerated.
fuck? Like, what the fuck is he even saying? I don't even understand.
Hold on.
Well, it's one thing when a random shitter like on YouTube says something like that, but that man got paid to say that.
Exactly. Oh my god. But I guess like we can kind of conclude to conclude on the Spider-Man point because we've been talking about it for a while. One thing I want to transition over to is like the graphics of Spider-Man and how Spider-Man 2 is going to be a PS5 exclusive. Meanwhile,
Real quick, before we do transition, I do want to say it is not an IGN review, it is a GameSpot review. So that way we don't get yelled at in the comments.
Really? I thought it was an IGN review.
It's GameSpot. I looked it up. I googled it.
okay,
He used the Google.
he used the Google. But look,
The way he leaps
no,
off
the
of
game-
Hold on, I was gonna read the end of the quote. The way he leaps off of rooftops and flips backwards to face the camera before falling into a head first dive is just full of the exaggerated swagger of a black teen.
who the fuck wrote that?
Honestly,
Who, I want to know who like who was the proofreader that like looked at that and was like, you know what, this is perfect.
The editor looked at that and said, "Yes, this is good."
'Cause that's like high school level writing right there.
That's middle school writing. What do you mean?
I'm trying to just give him a little bit of credit, but
Yeah, let's be for real. But God, what I was saying with the graphics is that so Spider-Man PS4, as you know the name entails, was for the PS4 and it didn't get a PS5 re-release until the remaster, which by the way I don't even really think it's that warranted. Just re-release it saying Game of the Year edition stuff. Remaster, you know what I mean?
Game of the Year edition.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, before the remaster.
Oh yeah, it had all the DLCs.
Yeah.
But so Spider-Man was built for the PS4, and obviously they redid it for the PS5. Miles Morales used that same engine and was PS5 and PS4. But the thing is that they're switching over to PS5 exclusive, like no PS4.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay with because it's just killing off the PS4, which I'm okay with, so developers can focus on bigger hardware so that they can make their games better. Not just that, but if y'all have seen the loading times for that game, oh my god. Have you seen them?
No.
You literally like press at a point in the map, hold down X, and then 2 seconds later you're there instantly, and it's like a cool transition and everything. It's so sick.
I think some of them too. You literally just like move through. It has a cool transition, and then boom, you're there for like Miles Morales.
Yeah, one of the cooler things that they talked about was the seamless play into turning into Miles or Peter, and you can also do crimes around the city, and if they go by, they will join you in
Which is
fighting the
sick.
crime. It's so sick. I'm so
Yeah.
excited for this game.
I
It's
remember
gonna be
seeing I can't remember what it was. I think it was either like a gameplay early gameplay thing, but it was like I don't know what it was, but you were chasing the lizard and it was a cutscene and then it was like a seamless transition in the gameplay. I was like, man, that game is going to be so sick.
Yeah, I mean, Spider-Man PS4 had that, but it just looks better in PS5.
Yeah, I mean to be honest too, we're how many years are we into this generation now? 3, 4.
3. Well, one.
Technically 3.
Technically 3, yeah.
Okay, whichever.
Three next
Even if it was 2, I think we're getting at the point to where maybe we shouldn't have as many dual releases. I'm sorry to all the PS4 owners out there, especially ones that couldn't find a PS5 or can't afford it. But
Yeah, apologize to me, Brewer. Apologize
I'm
to me.
sorry,
right now.
Connor. No,
Sorry,
I'm not-
Connor. Just get money. It's that simple.
That's
Get
that's
your
what
money
I'm
up, not
doing.
your funny up.
You're
so
right.
I am trying, Joe. I am trying to get my money up and not my funny up.
At the same time, some of these big releases that are trying to compete to be Game of the Year, I think maybe it's time they stop getting held back a little by having to also be developed for the PS4 as well.
Yes, exactly. And the same goes for Xbox as well, because the Xbox Series S and X with the quick resume and just the functionality and it's just how good games look. come on, there's no point to really like just use the new software. It's more of a hindrance than it is.
Yeah, like I'm still down for like the PS4 and like Xbox One still getting like some smaller games that also get released on PS5, since like a bunch of indie games that can run on PS5 can also easily run on PS4. So like that's fine. But for these like big budget releases for their first party lineup, maybe it's about time they start like trying to transition over, because again we're about 3 years into this new generation and it still doesn't really feel like it.
It really doesn't. But going to graphical design, something I want to bring up, especially transitioning to the Arkham games now, is Arkham Knight, in my opinion, and Joe's opinion as well, is one of the best looking games ever made, and it was designed on last gen software. And it was like, what, made in 2015, 2016? One of those years. 2015. Yeah, and it looks absolutely stunning. And think of the hardware it was on.
God, Batman is sexy.
You're so right. But yeah, the thing is that like the Arkham games look great. They genuinely look incredible. And two of the three in like the main trilogy was developed on the PS3 and Xbox 360 hardware. And if you look at them now, they still look fantastic. Joe, I'll let you talk on this.
Yeah, they're all really great games, and I love the remasters. They've truly made the games look a lot better. Because I went back and I played Arkham Asylum on my PS3 when I still had it, a couple years ago, probably like 2018, 2019.
Yeah.
Which feels forever ago. And it doesn't look very great now, but I feel like with this remaster, the graphics are top notch.
It looks so good, dude.
On PS3, Joker's like almost dead face looks a little crazy, but PS4 it looks awesome. Like I love it.
Yeah, I seriously can't wait for that remaster, dude. Oh my god, it looks so good. Now, one thing I'm ready for are the Arkham games on Switch.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be a rerun of Mortal Kombat 1. I think I've already made that joke, but
This shit is gonna be awful. I think that City and Asylum will run all right. Night is gonna look terrible. It's gonna look like Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah, Arkham Knight's gonna look awful. It's genuinely gonna look awful.
We'll just have to see how good of a porting job they do. They either do a Mortal Kombat 1 or they pull a Doom Eternal. There's no in between.
You're so right, though. Oh my god.
so do we know how much it's gonna be priced? I wouldn't assume so.
What, the remaster?
Yeah.
I thought it was 60 for all three.
$60.
$60, yeah.
Okay, that's a little tiny bit better than Mortal Kombat 1, which you have to pay $70 for something that looks like it was on the PS2, and that'd be a bad PS2 game, not a good one.
Yeah, $70 on Switch is a crime.
Well, we can talk about it later, but it's also just because Mortal Kombat 1 is poorly optimized. That game is over 100 gigabytes, and the game does not have that much content to deserve that. For reference, Elden Ring was like 35 gigs, and that game is massive.
Yeah, and that's without like Nintendo compression magic, because like on the PS4 and Xbox, that's where usually all the bullshit happens. You don't see that as much on like the Nintendo consoles because you're kind of forced to compress them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But the thing is just like we can go into that later, like in a future episode with like poor optimization and like get spaces, the space that modern games require. But yeah, I feel like a situation's gonna happen with this remaster is that like it'll be fine, it'll look good, but like Joe said, Knight's just not gonna run well because like that game genuinely is one of the best looking games. But we can transition now because we've just been talking about graphics of it for a while. I want to get into the combat. The combat of the Arkham games, holy shit, that slaps.
It's the best combat in any game, I think.
Really?
Yeah. It is so perfect. It is so very well optimized, the freeform combat, specifically in City and Night. And even in Origins, which I'll get into how I feel about Origins in a bit.
Yeah, please.
But I think the combat's perfect for like any game. I think any game could take that combat, and it could be a good game based on the combat.
Spider-Man 2018.
It really makes
That exactly.
you feel like you have the exaggerated swagger of a middle-aged white man in a bat costume.
Yeah.
He's not even middle aged in Knight. He's like 50.
Yeah, he is old.
He's like in his 50s by Arkham Knight.
Well, I'm
He's
just
so
I'm just
old.
taking a guess. I don't know if he's actually middle-aged.
The exaggerated swagger of a decaying fossil.
Hey, it's Joe. Oh wait.
Yeah, it's Joe.
Joe, you're Batman? I did not know this.
Oh my god. But
Joe's
no,
gonna
but like,
kill guy.
but for real though, like going on that, the combat that was introduced in the Arkham series has been perfected throughout that trilogy, and not just that, but we're seeing games that use that combat, like, or at least like similar-esque to it, and implementing it in their own games. If you play the Arkham games and then you play Spider-Man 2018, you will notice some very, very big similarities, because they take the counter system essentially from Arkham. How the counter system works is that Batman will have like a little sensor on the top of his head, indicating when an attack is coming. So you press the dodge button so you can counterattack effectively. Spider-Man does this. Spider-Man 2018 does the exact same thing with combo systems and hordes of enemies and everything. It is not the exact same, obviously, because they're two different games, but that essential like concept, the exact same.
The takedown move is the same exact combo. It's the same exact button combo for the takedowns.
Oh yeah,
Circle and triangle.
circle and triangle.
Yeah, it's the same exact combo.
Oh my god, that's.
I really hope they implement what Arkham did in Arkham City, where they implement where you could do like different combinations for different shit. I think that'd be cool.
Yes, that would be really cool. Oh my god. But we should talk about like what the Batman game, like the Batman Arkham games, like really did for like superhero video games, because like they kind of redefined what it meant to be a superhero game. Because like I'm gonna confidently say that like the Arkham games, like the Arkham trilogy, is one of the best trilogies in any video game. I think that's a fair take.
I don't think you're gonna get any, like, take back from Joe on that.
I don't think you should get kickback from anybody on that. That's just facts.
It's just
But for me, nah, I'm just kidding.
Brewer here with
Me
the
and
hot
Brewer are about to
takes.
fight.
About to get jumped by Joe, but I'm getting jumped by a fossil.
I feel like, yeah, before those games, superhero games were not very great. I honestly can name maybe two that I think are good games or great games
yeah.
in the superhero genre before then. And after that, there are a couple actually that are like passable, at least.
Passable,
like,
yeah.
like which technically the Spider-Man games did come out before the first Arkham game.
Yeah.
Like Web of Shadows came out in 2008. 2009, I want to say, is Edge of Time, and then 2010 is Shattered Dimensions.
Yeah.
And they're all fairly good games. I don't think they're anywhere on the level of Arkham Asylum, though.
Oh yeah. No, not even.
And I think that all boils down to the story, because the storytelling and the writing in those games are perfect. From I want to say it's Jeff Johns and Bruce Timm and Paul Dini, who are all like big wigs at DC, who have been writing for Batman for years. In fact, Paul Dini is the person who created Harley Quinn for Batman the Animated Series, and then leading her into the comics eventually.
Yeah, that's a really big thing, is that like, you know, they respect their source material when they've been working on those characters for such a long time, that adapting them into a video game or any other medium like isn't that bad. And I think that's something really important to talk about, is that like writers always have different perspectives about different characters. But when you have those who have worked on it for a while, the original people, then I feel like you get the best work out of that character from a different medium.
Yeah, I think that's true.
I mean, yeah,
I
that
agree.
makes sense. If it's the original creator, then they can best convey their ideas to the makers.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I would say another thing that really helps that trilogy of games specifically, excluding Origins because it doesn't count for Origins, what I'm about to say,
Yeah.
is Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill. They
Ooh,
are
Yeah.
Exactly what embodies Batman and the Joker. Obviously, with the amazing show that is Batman the Animated Series. Crazy to think that Joker was almost Tim Curry. And they said he was too scary.
You're right. I forgot about that. Holy shit.
Imagine being such a good actor that they're saying you're too scary.
Yeah. And now Mark Hamill is like a voice acting legend because of his role as the Joker.
Oh yeah, no, it's like before he did Luke Skywalker, he did like Joker. He did
No, he was Luke Skywalker before Joker.
Sorry, I worded
Yeah.
that. Sorry, I worded that
Star
wrong.
Wars came out in the 70s.
I worded that very wrong. I know. Fuck. Oh,
Guy has very big timeline issues.
I have dementia.
L.
But
Common dementia L.
Maybe Guy's the old one.
oh my god,
Exactly.
I'm old at heart. But
It's been Guy the entire time, like Batman imposters.
Guy's the Aerodactyl. I'm gonna throw a Pokeball at him.
oh my god. But yeah, it's like Mark Hamill. This is my nut tribute to Mark Hamill. I love him as Luke Skywalker. I love him as the Joker. I love him in Avatar: The Last Airbender. I love him in pretty much anything he's in because he just you know if it's his voice and he just fits every role he does. He's so perfect. And he's a nice dude in real life too, which is crazy. It's just I don't know. That's one of my like top 3 actors like ever.
Too bad Luke Skywalker is a whiny little bitch.
In the sequel trilogy, yes.
We ignore those. Okay.
Empire Strikes Back too.
Everyone ignores those, even Disney.
He's only. I only think Luke is cool in like the 6th movie
Really?
in Return of the Jedi, and in 4 and 5 he's just kind of whiny.
Interesting take. I'll say that.
We've had so many hot takes this episode.
That is a real hot take.
That is a real hot take, yeah. God, but going back to Arkham, Joe, you brought up this topic. You brought up superhero games. What do you want to talk about for Arkham in particular? Because I know that Arkham City is it is your favorite game.
Yeah, so the Arkham games are what got me to become so knowledgeable about Batman. Like, I just know stupid fucking facts. Like, Batman, his favorite snack when he's on the job is cottage cheese and crackers with no salt.
Okay, that's kind of funny. I just want to imagine he's driving out to town looking for criminals. He's like, man, I'm a little hungry. I need a snacky.
Man's really said, I gotta have my cottage cheese. I gotta have it.
With no salt.
No salt.
Robin,
Yeah.
where's my cottage cheese?
He doesn't ever eat. He doesn't ever smoke or do drugs. He doesn't drink alcohol. He doesn't drink soda. He only drinks water and the occasional ginger ale for luncheons with business people and dates out with Jasmine or Selena Kyle.
I mean, that makes sense for Batman considering how fucking ripped he is.
His workout regimen would kill a real person. It is impossible.
What is it?
How many martial arts does he know?
So, shout out to this YouTuber. His name is Nightwing01.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, in stark contrast to me as a person, a very religious person, like a very family-friendly content creator. But this is how I got most of like the Batman lore, was just videos, just watching videos, playing the game at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, it's how I got into this like mode. When I play single-player games, I have like videos going at the same time.
I mean, it's just nice to have some background noise, you know?
Yeah. All right, so
I do all the time.
we're gonna pull up Batman's workout regimen, and we're gonna talk about how this is impossible.
Dude, how many martial arts does he know? Isn't it like 50 or something?
Yeah, something like that.
And it's like complete mastery too. It's not like he just dabbled in a bunch of them.
Not just that, but he owns his own business and everything. Like, oh my god.
Dude, Batman is the best at like time management.
Bro's played Persona.
Batman is. Probably going to piss off a bunch of people by saying this, but Batman is Elon Musk if he was a good person.
I
Elon
don't
Musk
know
if
what
he was
to
a
say.
superhero instead of a supervillain.
Exactly.
Elon Musk if he wasn't ruining Twitter for every 5 minutes.
Yeah, Elon Musk if he wasn't killing Twitter every 2 seconds.
Jesus
Oh
Christ.
my god.
But yeah, but as Joe's looking at oh my god, my voice. As Joe's looking that up, I think it's very interesting how like the Arkham games, like I was very young when they first came out, so obviously like I was able to see their influence like grow over time. And it's so
Sleepy
interesting
guy.
to me because shush, it is like 8:30 by the time we're recording this, but that's okay. It's okay.
Weak.
Shush. I think it is very interesting considering that the Arkham games really did redefine like what it meant to be a superhero game. Like the writing, peak. The gameplay, peak. The graphics, peak. Everything's really peak about this trilogy. Like, yeah, you can nitpick here and there, like, oh, Arkham Knight isn't as interesting as Arkham City, or like get on your Reddit tangent, but it doesn't matter. Like, they're just
Can I mention something with the Arkham games, or one of them that I remember?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, go for it.
I want to mention this because it's spooky month. It's October, but they also have like a really good fucking like horror moment, like kind of a justified jump scare. Because there's one point in the game, because I remember watching a Let's Play for this, and it scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. But someone was playing the game as normal, right? Batman's just walking around. He starts coughing. The screen glitches the fuck out, makes a bunch of noise, and then you wake up, and then the Joker's there, and he aims his gun at you. I'm like, holy shit.
Batman creepypasta moments.
One jump scare that actually got me was on Arkham Knight. Man Bat, when you like randomly, if you are like swinging across the city with like your grapple hook, there's a chance that like Man Bat will just show up out of nowhere and just go like right in your face. It's so, oh my god, it scared the crap out of me initially.
Describe to me what a man bat is.
It's
that-
Batman. It's literally just like a giant anthropomorphic. Well, not even anthropomorphosis. It's just a giant monster bat.
Okay.
So Man-Bat is actually.
Actually, guys.
So Man-Bat is when Dr. Kirk Langstrom decides to strand his DNA with the DNA of a vampire bat and literally turns himself into a Man-Bat.
He literally becomes Morbius.
Actually,
Morbin
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Actually, Morbius.
Dude, no wonder it's so scary. Michael Morbius is flying at you when you're playing the game.
Dude, I'm like, oh my god, it's the star of the best movie ever.
No, that would be The Rock in Black Adam.
You're so right, though.
When are
Joe-
we getting a Black Adam game?
Exactly.
So
Joe, have you seen
true.
Black Adam?
Unfucking fortunately.
You mean fortunately.
Yeah, fortunately.
All right.
You're
so
talking to
this
two
is-
Black Adam Sims here. Thank you very
You're
much.
talking to
I'm Kim,
three.
and
Hello,
Multiverse.
3.
I'm sorry. Let me correct myself. 3. One of them being Black Adam main and Multiversus. Before we got closed down, we don't talk about that.
No, as you're saying.
Ew. But this is just one day of Batman's regimen. So on Mondays, Batman has a 5-mile run,
Okay, doable.
followed by 1 hour, and this is all back to back, mind you.
Oh my god.
A 5-mile run followed by 1 hour of upper body conditioning training, then about 20 minutes of punching a bag or an obstacle course, which would then include 3 hours of circuit training, which would mean like running across rooftops,
Oh my god.
It's a parkour.
30 minutes of swimming, Tai Chi, weapons training, which would mean he would be getting hit with things to block them. And then the nightly run across rooftops, climb buildings.
I feel like he just does that one for fun.
That's a single day, and it would kill you maybe not even halfway through.
You would be just fucking. Your legs would not work. They'd be jelly.
You would just be a fossil, like Joe.
I'm just gonna get flack for being 2 years older than y'all for this entire episode.
Exactly.
Now that I think about it, can't Batman like also bench press like 500 pounds
Yeah.
casually?
Holy shit. I guess like we can say in the Arkham games that like you can kind of feel that power. Like the way you just like absolutely decimate some of these crooks and stuff, dude. Oh my god.
You feel the exaggerated swagger of a middle-aged white guy that benches 500 pounds.
A middle-aged white guy that is a straight capitalist.
You're so right.
Okay.
But yeah, I feel Like the thing about superhero games that I think we should talk about that's really important to them is that like you need to feel super, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you need to feel like you're probably giving the people you're beating up like very lifelong injuries.
Yeah, well, I mean, most of these superhero games are based off like superheroes we already know and love. So it needs to live up to that imagination you have in your head of how you would be if you were Spider-Man or Batman, and translate that into a game, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you have to feel like that superhero. That's why I don't think there are Flash games. I don't think you could make a Flash game. I don't think it would work.
A Flash game would probably be pretty bad. I'm not even gonna lie.
I think it'd be awful because there's no way to truly feel like the Flash. But a character like Green Lantern would be a great character for a game because I feel like you could definitely get that sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think you could definitely feel like Green Lantern. And the Batman and Spider-Man games do that really well of making you feel like you're that character.
Yeah, exactly.
And Arkham Knight especially with the Bat Tank, which
You're right.
I hate the Bat Tank. There's too much Bat Tank
There
in
is
that
a
game.
lot of it, yeah.
In fact, there was something I wanted to talk about. How would you guys rank the Arkham games? All 4 of them, including
I've
Origins.
never played them, unfortunately.
Yeah, same here.
Well, how would y'all rank the trilogy then?
Rank as in what? Give me some more context.
What would you, in a number order, 1 to 3, how would you rank the Arkham trilogy?
I've never played any of them, so I wouldn't know.
Oh
I'd
my
rank
fucking
them.
God,
I'd rank
Connor.
them 1, 2, and 5.
5?
Yeah.
Are you
Cause
stupid or something?
cause I'm gonna be real, guys. There's some I've been wanting to bring up. You remember that game I mentioned I've been playing?
You mean Superman 64?
Yes, you know how we've been talking about how you should really feel like the superhero, right? That we always envision,
Uh-huh.
and that everything should feel fluid. You should be like flying around, destroying stuff. You wanna guess what you do in Superman 64?
You go through
Fly?
rings.
Yes, you fly through fucking rings.
You play a really, really bad story mode.
Yes, because it starts out with Lex Luthor being like, "Oh, Superman, you little bitch! I stole all your friends. Come into my virtual meta world." I definitely didn't copy Zuckerberg 20 years early.
No, Mark Zuckerberg.
Luthor's metaverse.
No, Mark Zuckerberg played Superman 64, and like the alien he is, he thought it was the best game of all time, and so he copied it.
He's like, "Guys, Lex Luthor is a genius. I got to copy this meta idea."
Guys, Lex Luthor is just like me for real.
But moving on from that, you know, like in Spider-Man games, the movement feels fluid. You're swinging around. You have that exaggerated swagger that GameSpot was talking about. It just feels really nice, right?
Yeah.
All right, so here's what it feels like to play Superman 64, because I've been playing it the entire damn time we've been talking,
I really am
unfortunately.
surprised
'Cause-
Brewer
'cause-
hasn't had like a mental breakdown yet.
You poor soul.
Yeah, so to play this game, first off, hold the controller upside down. Just envision, I'm wanting you to envision this. Take your modern controller, hold it upside down,
I'm closing my eyes.
handcuff yourself, spin around in a circle really fast for about 10 minutes straight, and then have about maybe 10 shots just for safe measure, and that will give you a fraction of a taste of how terrible it feels to play this fucking game. 'Cause
You did this
Christ,
to yourself. But
Christ
I'm just saying, you
almighty,
did this to
this is terrible.
yourself.
because
Should've
none
played
of the
Arkham City.
movement. Yeah, I probably should have, but none of the
This
movement
is-
feels fluid.
There is no
because-
probably. There is only is and should not.
And even if it did feel good, you're flying through fucking rings. And even once you finish flying through rings, it gives you the shittiest little submissions. Because it was like, save this cop car. It's like, okay, it dies literally a second after it gives me the mission. I'm like, well, fuck, I don't know what to do now.
Wait, save the cock car?
Cop car, I'm so angry I can't talk properly.
He's so
I'm
angry.
sorry, I heard cock car.
He's so angry. He needs his coping mechanism.
But yeah, there's a police car driving by, and you have to save it, and it just immediately
fucking gets shot down like a second after it gives you the mission. And it's like, all right, you fucking suck for not saving him, but here's another mission. Go beat up these people. And then, you know how you'd imagine Superman just like being really fucking strong? It's like Man of Steel, invincible. This one, he flails his arms around like they're wet noodles. Like, I press this A button, he's just flinging them things around, and it ain't doing nothing to the enemies.
We can actually talk about some of the worst superhero games, but we haven't heard my ranking of the Arkham games and your ranking of the Arkham games, Joe.
Let's go with you first, because I have a hot take.
Oh no.
Another
gonna
Joe
put-
hot take.
Arkham Asylum 3, Arkham Knight 2, Arkham City 1, but I think Arkham Knight and Arkham City are pretty close. That's my opinion.
That's a hot take.
I
know.
A lot of people put Arkham City as not Arkham City, Arkham Knight as number 3.
I have Arkham Knight as number 4.
Really?
Okay, so there's a lot about Arkham Origins that is awful.
Yeah.
Wait, I have a quick question.
Go for it.
Is your ranking worst to best or best to worst?
No, so he has Arkham City 1, Arkham Knight 2, and Arkham Asylum 3.
1 being the best, 3 being the worst.
Okay.
So I've played all 4 of the like Arkham series games. One of them, of course, being developed by WB Montreal.
Yeah.
I enjoy Arkham Origins. I actually like the story in Arkham Origins, which is a hot take, and I will explain why. The only thing I don't like about it is the time period that it's in. It's Batman's second year as Batman, and in the Arkham universe, technically Batman's only Batman for like 12 years, which is really, really dumb.
Yeah.
Because there's a 9-year gap between Origins and Asylum, which doesn't make sense. How did Jim Gordon get like white hair within 9 years?
Yeah, you're right.
And how is Oracle a 16-year-old in Origins and like a 30-year-old by the time?
Yeah.
It's using anime logic.
That exactly, they're using anime logic.
You're so right. They are using anime logic. Holy shit.
That's just like my one gripe about Origins. But I enjoy the combat. I enjoyed the assassin storyline. Now, was Joker shoehorned in? Yeah, Joker was really shoehorned in Night though, which I did not like. I hate the ending of Night. I think it just should have been Scarecrow as the main villain. Have us do like another. I wish we'd have had more Scarecrow missions.
Yeah.
Like in Asylum. I wish they had done that more because that was cool.
Yeah, one of the things I remember from Scarecrow 2 is that one fucking like really scary moment where like you think the game is broken, but it's like no, it's a fucking Scarecrow messing with you.
Oh yeah, it's like it's the third Scarecrow mission in Asylum, where you like get poisoned by the gas or whatever, and like your game crashes.
Yeah.
And then you're playing as the Joker, and he's like getting ready to shoot Batman, and then he's like, this is enough to like make 10,000 men go insane, and Batman's like,
No, I remember
I'm
that,
Batman.
I'm Batman.
I'm angry middle-aged white guy.
Jesus Christ. But God, that's the Arkham games. Oh wait, you didn't give the rest of your ranking.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like that one's kind of obvious.
Yeah.
Like Knights 4, Origins is 3, Asylum 2, and City 1, which I think Asylum and City are really close.
Yeah.
But the other thing that brings Origins over the top for it, and I know everyone else hates it, but I have such a nice nostalgia for it, and I loved the multiplayer mode in Origins.
What?
I loved it. I thought it was so much fun.
way.
I thought it was so much fun as a kid.
So that's where the hot take is.
I used to spend hours sitting there customizing my clowns. We had old Rusty.
Oh my god.
You gave him names.
Yeah, I enjoyed the multiplayer in that game.
That's crazy. I've actually never heard anyone say like they enjoy the multiplayer.
I don't hear anybody ever talk about it,
Yeah.
Maybe for good
even though
reasons.
it never worked. It almost never worked.
Yeah.
It almost never worked.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, I think it's a fun way to end the Arkham segment because again, great games. Please play them if you can because there's always the trilogy collection there's always the trilogy collection that is on sale very often. There's a lot going on. There's a lot to take away from the games, and they're just great Batman games. They really are. Unlike games like Gotham Knights.
And Superman
You
64.
did not give me a good look on that one.
Yeah, no, I hate that fucking game.
Oh wow, bro, what are we saying?
I was saying and Superman 64,
Shut up.
which
We
I have
get
now
it,
stopped
it's
playing so I don't kill myself.
I think we should. While I definitely agree with Brewer that Superman 64 sucks dong, I think we should talk about how many superheroes also are in fighting games because there are a lot of superhero fighting games.
Superhero fighting games, Injustice.
Like Mortal Kombat
God,
versus
no.
DC and the travesty that it is.
Mortal Kombat versus DCU sucks.
It's
I was gonna say Marvel vs. Capcom because that one's iconic.
that was actually good.
Like, it's okay. I enjoy Marvel versus Capcom.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
second one, at
but
least.
Yeah, the second
It-
one. Yeah.
I don't like
Yeah,
the
but
third one. I don't even really like the first one.
Yeah.
it's funny to make fun of Mortal Kombat versus DC.
It is.
But
fun.
it's like
It was
kicking a
just
small
such a-
child, though. Do you really want to
It's such
bully
a
it?
good idea.
It is.
It's such
And-
a good
yeah.
idea. And because they're like such family-friendly characters, you can't do Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have
T-rated Mortal Kombat game.
Which sucks.
yeah, here's the thing is that they gave them like fatalities, but they didn't commit to it because the heroes don't have that. They have like heroic brutalities, which
Heroic
and they all-
brutality.
yes, and they all suck. Like
The worst thing, there's no blood in the fucking game.
no,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
the
that
worst
thing's
part.
Injustice has blood.
Oh, it's two that I'm thinking of that like I censored shit. Yeah.
Like, Injustice has blood in it.
Yeah.
I hate censorship so much.
Versus DCU does not.
That's no.
No, you got drawing a line there. Mortal Kombat, like its thing is its violence. Like, come on.
And the thing is, like, it's so crazy to me. Like, they don't commit to the fatality thing because guess what? The villains, like the DC villains, get fatalities, not heroic brutalities, which is such a stupid, like, like.
Can you describe to me what a heroic brutality is?
Yeah,
It's like
describe
Batman
it, please.
punching them in the face while saying, "I'm saving you."
Yeah, hold on. Let me. Joe, you talk about them first while I Google them.
Because I feel like a thing where it's like Batman, he's like, "No, I don't kill because that'll make me a killer," and then he goes on to cripple like 5 people.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Batman won't kill you, but he will make sure you drink out of a straw for the rest of your life.
That or you'll want to kill yourself because of the hospital bills.
Yeah, so I have a big problem with the heroic brutality thing. I understand why like some characters wouldn't kill. Sure, whatever.
Yeah, like Batman.
Batman's not gonna have a fatality. That's fine. I don't care. That makes sense. He'll do whatever else he thinks will kill you, but won't kill you.
Yeah,
Have you
'cause
seen
that's
the
the
Injustice Supers? He like drops the fucking Batwing on you.
Okay, I've seen that. Yes, I've seen that. Yeah,
He just drops the Batwing on you.
I have seen that.
This is kind of a you go boom.
That exactly.
Okay, so I have found a video that has all of them. And I did send it in Discord too. So if you guys want to look at them. So you know the Flash, right? You know like if you think of something like a finishing move, you could do a lot with the Flash. I want you to what is the Flash's just guess. What is the Flash's heroic brutality?
He spins you around in a circle really quick and makes you dizzy.
Yeah, and then you fall. I know that one.
Wait, that's actually one I just fucking guessed out of my ass.
I'm pretty sure that's what he does.
Oh my god.
He spins you around.
was
He spins
guessing.
around you. He runs around you super fast. You get super dizzy, and then you fall, and that's the end of the
What,
tutorial.
what does he
Well,
do
no, what-
now? Like
what-
pull
what
down
he
your pants
does-
and then pull up your shirt?
So that's one of them. He like spins you around and then a tornado like picks you up and then he just punches you into the ground. His first one, he just runs, appears on one side of you and then just keeps punching you and then he like kicks you and then that like kills you.
I cannot take that game seriously.
This sucks.
I want Superman just punches you into like the ground and that's it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, just play Injustice or Marvel vs. Capcom 2 or 3. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
That-
it's crazy.
that's dumb.
I mean, Joe, I know before we went on this, I know you wanted to talk about Injustice and Injustice 2. Tell us about that.
I love the first Injustice game.
Yeah.
Injustice 2 is kind of awful. I'm gonna be honest. I like the DLC characters. I like the concept.
Yeah.
With Injustice, do you like it story wise, like gameplay wise as a fighting game, or like both?
I enjoy the story in the first Injustice because I'm actually I'm a big comic reader and I love the comic Injustice.
Okay.
It's great. But I feel like they really kind of went off the deep end in the second game with the story. It's awful. It's awful.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but the story of the first one is just like timeline shenanigans.
So the story of the first one is there is a multiverse where the Joker has tricked Superman into killing Lois Lane and their unborn child. And this leads to Batman in a room interrogating the Joker, being like, why did you do it? Why are you doing this? Please come with me so I can save you from this murderous Kryptonian. Superman busts through, almost kills Batman in one punch. And then as the Joker is laughing at him, he like punches through him, grabs his heart, and crushes it. And that's how the game starts. And then Batman is leading like an insurgency against him.
Yeah.
And a timeline thing happens with this where the insurgent Batman has like gotten this like other multiverse to merge with his and like come to him to help him.
Yeah.
And like the Joker's dead in that one universe, but now he's back and he like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
It's interesting. And it also always of course leads to like Batman beating Superman. Like he should.
Yeah, of course. But okay, that's cool because I've seen some like some footage of the game, like not a lot, but I just got like a basic idea of what it was. But here's the question: why do you dislike Injustice 2?
Injustice 2's story is completely jambled. I think the gameplay they changed too much. They tried to make it too much like Mortal Kombat 10.
Yeah, X. Yeah.
And that just led to a downfall. I will say I enjoyed the DLC characters in Injustice 2 more than Injustice 1. Injustice 1 had Scorpion, which was cool.
That was cool. Yeah.
But Injustice 2 had Sub-Zero and Raiden.
Raiden, TMNT.
Yeah.
Hellboy.
TMNT in that game is so cool. Like, it is a very, very cool concept to be able to, like, you pick one and you, like, switch between them during it.
That is still cool, but I'm still thinking in the back of my head that one meme where Batman's like, Raphael, this is where my parents died.
Cowabummer.
Cowabummer.
Speaking of superhero games, technically the Ninja Turtles are superheroes, so I want to bring this up.
Oh no, they definitely are. I would count them.
The last Ronin game just got announced.
I
know.
am so hyped for that. You have no idea.
I am so
you
excited
just
for that.
you just vored the mic, guy.
Good.
Shoved it down your
That,
throat.
yeah, I am looking forward to that game so bad. I really, really love the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I am very excited for the game. It looks really good. Like, very
That looks so
promising.
good. Oh my god.
I love the beat 'em up arcade game. That one was really good.
Yeah, that one was really good too. The TMNT games have kind of had an insurgence recently. Like we've had Shredder's Revenge, the beat 'em up game that came out. That's multiplayer and up to like 6 players can play. And now we're getting like the Last Ronin, which I expect to be kind of like a Souls-like in a way. Just based off like the concept alone. If people who don't know, the Last Ronin comic is about it's essentially a non-canon story where all the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles die off, including Splinter, and the only one that's left is Michelangelo. So he has to go on a quest to avenge his brothers and take down the Foot Clan and Shredder by himself.
I love that they chose Michelangelo to be the surviving one.
I also love how it's supposed to be kept a mystery during the story, and I had zero clue who the last Ronin was, and now I have been spoiled on who the last Ronin is. Thank you.
Connor.
Guy, try not to spoil anything challenge.
No.
Impossible.
You cannot get on to me about that when Connor spoiled for our audience what episode we're going to be doing soon.
That is nowhere near
Oh, it's close.
as bad as a spoiler.
A spoil for a spoil. A soul for a soul.
No, I'm very upset.
Oh man. Well,
Interesting.
I hate to do this, guys, but we are running a little short on time. I will say.
All right, I guess
do
closing remarks then.
Yeah, let's
really
get first
quickly.
closing.
I want to ask Joe a very
Talk
quick
about the bad
question.
superhero games for a sec.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Let's cover some bad superhero games because we are getting to like a time limit.
Well, this is actually going to be my closing point because I think the reason why like we have gotten better superhero games now is because like back then in like NES SNES era, you'd get some good games every now and then, but like they would just put fucking whatever out, and a little Nintendo Power magazine will tell you if the game is good or not, and then you put it in, and well, that sucks. You just bought Maximum Carnage. It was made by LJN, so the game's terrible.
You're so right.
But yeah, now I think the internet does help keep in check. Don't get me wrong, we still get things like Marvel's Avengers, which maybe a good thing it got delisted last week. my personal hot take. Yeah, but I think the internet has helped like make really quality games now because again, now we're getting a new Spider-Man game next week that a lot of people are hyping up to be like game of the year or a game of the year contender, which is very exciting.
You know what? My thing about bad games, I'll make my closing remarks. So you go ahead, Guy.
Okay.
I do think it is unfortunate that like superhero games like have pretty much a bad stigma around them because like they are like cash grabs. They're made from greed. But it's games like the Arkham games and Spider-Man, like which are true examples of like passion projects from fans, which I want more of. Like, don't get me wrong, I still love the crossover stuff. Like, I still think the Injustice as a concept is really fun. Marvel vs. Capcom is really fun. Don't get me wrong, but I just feel like those games that are single player based and they just truly immerse you in what what it means to be that superhero. Just it hits so hard. It means so much to a lot of people, and it hits really hard for me. But yeah.
Yeah, I think with superhero games, the problem is isn't that there's like not plenty of good games. It's just that it's diluted with so many bad games that you gotta like shove your hand into the ocean of like shitty games to like pull out that good one.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because throughout the 80s and 90s, most superhero games are just awful. Honestly,
Spider-Man Atari.
Ew. Like.
Ew.
From like Dark Tomorrow, which is one of the worst superhero games ever made. That one's awful. Vengeance is not good either. Batman Vengeance.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
That's not even mentioning like
There's
Superman
there's
64
so many ones that like
or
people
Superman
haven't even heard of
Returns. Or the plethora of like the handheld AV plug-in like Spider-Man and Batman games.
I was just about to say those.
I used to love the Spider-Man 3 one, but I've played it recently. It's awful.
Oh,
It's just kind of, I don't know. I will say the future is looking up for superhero games.
It is.
And a lot of the like big IPs used to have the worst games out there. Like the X-Men games. X-Men Origins Wolverine is an awful video game.
Ugh.
It's better than the movie, but it's an awful video game.
Maybe maybe we'll get a Wolverine resurgence since they are working on a Wolverine game.
I have a feeling Wolverine might make a cameo. for Spider-Man 2. I
That
think
would
that'd be sick
really cool.
to really hype up his game. I want to see him go after Stryker in that game.
As someone who is named Logan, I would very much like if Wolverine got a resurgence.
That'd be cool.
That would be really sick. As someone named Guy, I would like a superhero named Guy.
No.
No. all you get is like Final Fight guy.
Bruh.
The Capcom beat him up.
But yeah. Besides that, Connor, any closing remarks?
I'm upset that I got spoiled on Last Ronin, but besides that, play Last Ronin when it comes out and play Spider-Man.
You're so right.
One more thing.
Yeah.
Play Arkham City.
That
So
too.
right.
And don't play Superman 64.
Play Spider-Man 2018 and Miles Morales. Brewer.
I will play Mario Galaxy, guy.
I'm already playing it. But
No,
with
you
that
aren't.
being
That's a
said-
lie.
With that being said, make sure to smash that like button, like how Spider-Man really loves to smash Black Cat when MJ isn't looking.
And hit that subscribe button like you're performing the Iron Man Infinite.
And make sure to comment your favorite superhero game or your least favorite superhero game. And have a great night, everybody.
With that being said, guys, we've been Fetch Quest. This has been our episode about superhero video games. Thank you very much.
Goodbye.
Good night.
Bye.